Greetings, namaste, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today is day 29 and I feel so honored that you've been with me on this journey. I'm here to help you in lasting longer in the bedroom. But before we get started, just a few little reminders. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button as it helps us push this video out to more individuals so I may help them. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and then that notification bell. So when we release tomorrow's video, you'll be right there with us on that journey. And with that, let's get started here today. As I designed this series, we started off with quite a bit of acupressure and then we started layering in the asanas. Now, the middle of these sequences in this 45-day series is mostly asanas, and then as we start to go back and wrap up the series, we're going to have a combination of asanas and acupressure. And the reason why I tell you that is that some people love the light yoga. Some people, they like the acupressure, but I'm doing my best to present you the tools in my toolbox to help you to tone that pelvic floor so you'll have the strength, the control, and the stamina. So for both men and women, you can last longer. The sequence that I'm about to share with you is a purely light yoga sequence. If you're not a fan of yoga, then do me a favor. You can pick any other sequence that I've offered up, and you can do that 3 times before tomorrow's video gets released. And if you rather go for a 30 to 40 minute walk, then that's okay, because that will also help with weight loss, which will give you more resources to help you with lasting longer. The first asana is a really great way to get started and to help open the area and also to tone the pelvic floor. I just want you to go ahead and put yourself in this butterfly position, and then I want you to put the feet firmly on the ground, and I want the bottom, the soles of the feet to touch. Now, if they're not able to touch, that's okay. Do as best as you can, as close as you can. And then I'm going to share with you an acupressure point that can help bring blood flow. And the reason why I'm doing this is that it's a coupling effect. I'm using multiple tools in my toolbox to help bring blood flow, greater blood flow to the pelvic floor, so it can help you to lasting longer. Now, ladies, listen up. If you're pregnant, please don't do this acupressure. It can be too stimulating to the uterus and cause unwanted and undesired contractions. But in all other cases, it's very relaxing and very effective. I want you to take the palms of your hands, and then I want you to put them on the medial aspect of your feet. I want you to simply massage your feet in this manner. And I want you to do it while sitting in the asana. And while you're doing this, you can even do a 3rd or 4th coupling, tripling, quadrupling effect. And that is, as we've shared before, we're going to contract the pelvic floor for 3 seconds. We're going to lift the pelvic floor for 3 seconds, and we're going to rest and relax for 3 seconds. So I want you to do this asana, do this acupressure, and do the asana of contracting for 3 seconds, lifting for 3 seconds, and resting and releasing for 3 seconds. Now, if that's too active, because we're also doing acupressure, then I want you to think from the vertex of your head all the way through the neck and the spine and through to the pelvic floor. I want you to imagine blood flow. The reason why I present to you a couple of things all at the same time is there's a beautiful passage in Chinese medicine, and that says that double and triple the effect is actually not double and triple the effect. It could be that 1 + 1 does not equal 2, but 1 + 1 can equal 7 because of the synergistic effect. So I'm doing my best to do that. The greater blood flow that goes down to the pelvic floor gives you the ability to bring nutrients to that area so that it can nourish that area and tone that area. The stronger that area becomes, it will help you to last longer in the bedroom, and not only last longer, but let you have more control. And that is really the sequence. Not to mention that a lot of these sequences are very relaxing. And they help you to be able to take a time out and to rest not only your body, but also your mind, so that the stress levels go down, the cortisol goes down, you have more available resources to help you to last longer. The next one is the yogi squat, which can be very helpful for the pelvic floor. So I want you to simply stand and then shoulder length apart. And then I want you to go ahead and do prayer hands. And we're going to go ahead and squat down. We're going to do this for anywhere from 10 seconds to a couple of minutes. Now I do this every morning before I meditate, so I'm able to pretty much hold it for about 90 seconds to about 2 minutes. Now, if you're only starting off and you're only able to do it for a little while, that's okay. Work your way up and build your way up. Now, while we're doing the yogi squat, there's a couple of things I want to chat about with all of you. So many times in the clinic, I notice that patients are so incredibly busy and we become very scheduled. But as you're scheduling your life and having routines, they've done studies on this, that people are creatures of habit, and to have a good routine in place to help you along the way. Consideration that I want you to have is to be sure to schedule some time to not only be with yourself and be comfortable with yourself, but also have that time with your partner. I guess what I'm getting at is be sure to schedule some time so you can have date night with your partner, or have a couple of nights that you can rendezvous with your partner, or you can have that time where you can rest and recharge and so forth. A lot of times we say, oh, it can wait till tomorrow, or we're okay without it. But I'm finding the more that I see my patients' lives, and they go from one thing to another thing, and they go from, perhaps, doing their job to being on their phone with their apps and their social media, then they don't spend as much time with their families and so forth. So I guess what I'm trying to say is your partner is very important to you and yourself. The stronger you are, the greater that you can be to your partner. So what I'm saying is schedule some time, even if it's 15 minutes a day, for yourself to be in that quiet place, and also schedule that time that you can connect with your partner, and do your best to schedule it just like you go to work, just like you go to the grocery store. If you can schedule it, then you'll create that habit, and you'll do that habit, and it'll be a great foundation for you, not only short-term but long-term as well. Now, after doing the yogi squat for a couple of minutes, we're going to do this nice asana, which will help to also tone the pelvic floor, but also help you to rest for a little bit. So for this one, what I'd like you to do is to go ahead and move your legs up and down, your knees up and down. And again, do your best to put your feet together, but not a problem if you can't. And I want you to go ahead and move your knees up and down, and the frequency and the velocity can be totally up to you. It doesn't need to be so high in velocity. So I want you to do your best to do that as well. And while you're resting here, you can, if you choose, to contract the pelvic floor for 3 seconds, lift the pelvic floor for 3 seconds, and or rest for 3 seconds, and so forth. Now, if you're able to do these sequences all together, then great. But if you're super busy, not a problem. You can divide these sequences up into doing one asana at a time, maybe every 45 seconds, or every 45 minutes at work. I guess my point is get the sequences in, but if you're not able to do all like 10 minutes in a row, then it's okay. Do an asana, and then maybe an hour later do another asana, and so forth. You can split it up as you need to. It still will work as a therapy to help you to tone the pelvic floor so you can get the results that you need. And another thing that I want to mention is that patients vary greatly from what I've seen. So some patients They only need a little bit of acupressure, yoga, and the acupuncture before they are well on their way with lasting longer in the bedroom. But some patients, they need far greater time. So no judgment, take the time that you need. What will happen is you will see when you no longer need to do the acupressure and the asanas. Some patients only need a few weeks, some patients need months. And if you need to take a break in between, that's okay. Stay with it, because consistency of daily doing these type of therapies can help you along the way. Pick this sequence or 2 other sequences. You've got quite a few to choose from, and I want you to do it 2 more times till we meet up tomorrow. So be sure to do that for me, and I'm excited to see you tomorrow. Thank you for trusting me to helping you along the way. Thank you.